What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mardek. Rohof's escaped, you know. He flew away in one of the gallopers, yes. Your lord knows where he went. He needs to sanguinary well be burned. Let's burn him. Burn his hemic face off, and also his pratin robe. His white robe. His detrital whitey robe. It must burn! Burn! I like white. I find it goes well with yellow, but only if you want it to. If you don't believe it does, then it doesn't. Just like bad smells. You only think they're bad if you're told they're bad. I don't like bad smells. Ignoring how these caterpillars uttered what they're trying to say, I do agree. Rohof needs to be perished. He cannot be left to roam loose with the knowledge he possesses. If he rallies enough of a resistance, which it seems he's trying to do, then, why, sirs, we're well and truly buggered twice, and whence ways till sundown, sun up, and then some. Yes, kill him. Kill the traitor. Let his blood run free, his flesh turn cold, his motor functions degrade and cease, and his entire being become uncertain, his body a shell, his soul a wanderer. Yes, oh, I do so want to see his flesh cold and crawling with a million maggots, slowly chewing on the rot. Yes. Morik, you're a smelting creepy man, and yet I think I too might Monganwell delight in the sight of the fright of the white blight as I fight and smite him from this plane. Bloody him. Why, Gasper, that was awfully poetic of you. I'm amazed. Oh, Harry will show you a poetic maze. I'll trap you in it and scream tough and blood-curdling screams as you try to, in vain, to evade the pain you'd be sure to gain. You'd slowly go insane, and I'd sure laugh, Morgan laugh, tripping hard. What are you talking about? Shut up anyway, it's irrelevant. But we do need to address the Rohof problem. Master, what do you think? We should do away with him, yes, but how do we go about it? Yes, underlings. If the deserter, the traitor Rohof, is left to run free, though he alone could pose no serious threat to us, he could gain the alliance of others, which he's frustrated, good at doing. We have to do away with him, and quickly. He's the only one who knows, so with him gone, we'll be safe, as long as we make nothing clear until it's too late for that. One of us should go to stop him. But who? Any volunteers? I like volunteers. They taste like cherries, but only if that's what you believe. If you prefer bananas, love and luck always taste a bit banana-y. Banana-y. That's a weird word to say. Banana-y. Banana-nana-nana. I'm not Charlie Well going, 'cause I boggin' well can't be arsed. I'll go, yes. If Rohof is going to die, I would derive much perverse satisfaction from seeing the fear on his cyclopic face before he meets the Ever-Reaper. Yes, I'd drink up his shock, his horror, and it would fuel me. It's what I live my life for, to see others end theirs. I can't have enough ends, so I'll take my chances to see this one. I hope it's slow and painful. The elation I get from such kills is unmatched by anything. Yes, just thinking about it makes me... Yes, you're creepy. I can't say we'll miss you while you're gone, so it'd be best if you did go. We all win that way. Take a battleship and follow Rohof's trail. It should be easy enough to detect where he went and to deal with him. Now go. Yes, my master. When Rohof's gone and dealt with, there will be nothing to stop us. No. Soon, the galaxy will be ours. Don't you mean ours, sir? We are working on this together. There's not just you. Yes, that's what I said. Weren't you listening? What? Oh, no, not at all. I had a nice, pretty tune in my head. I was listening to that. It went like, no. I'm actually not going to say that, because that's... In case you're wondering, that's supposed to be, I believe, My Angel's Centerfold. And for copyright reasons, we'll skip that one. What in the world was that? Oh. In this world, in short. But anyways, that brings us from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2. It's been 8 years since Mardek and Dugan went on the quest to explore the star that had fallen from the sky. The peculiar entity that calls itself Rohoff has shared Mardek's body since then, but still refuses to say anything about its business on Belfan, or even where it came from, or who it really is. Mardek's life has been pretty unremarkable for these last 8 years. He and his friend Dugan have been on many adventures, and though they aged, the spirit of heroism and adventure never left them, and they never gave up on their dream of being heroes. Not even after the death of their hero, Social Fox, who reportedly died of severe wounds after slaying a particularly ferocious and powerful dragon. The death of the great hero brought sadness and fear to many people's hearts, but Mardek and Dugan merely strove to work harder. The great next heroes surpassed strength, heroism, Social Fox, and they became old enough. Two boys decided the best way, furthering their dreams, become members of the Royal Guard of Gosselaar, official Kingsmen, guards, and get their names known, slaying monsters, Mardek, Dugan, recruits. Things have been going extremely well so far. Kind of hard to read that quickly enough. But anyways. Oi, Mardek, wake up! We got our test today. Oh, you're hopeless. If you sleep like this as a guard, think of all the lives that could be lost. Well, why didn't you wake me up earlier? Now you look so peaceful. And besides, it's pretty early, considering I only managed to wake up so soon because I'm so excited. Aren't you? I mean, we have our final test mission today. Well, it's just a test. I don't think tests are very exciting. More like, scary. I know what you mean, but though it may be a test, it's also a mission. Our first actual mission. I mean, up until now, we've only had those frustratingly tame practice exercises in the training areas with targets that couldn't hurt us if they wanted to. Today, though, we're actually going out into the field to fight real enemies, to make a real difference in the world. I'm too excited to be scared this time. Oh, what does the mission thing involve? I'm not sure still. I was hoping Jacques would tell me if I got up early and asked him, but he wouldn't, which is a little annoying. He said to wait for everyone else to get there first. Oh, but hey, guess who I ended up talking to for quite a while just now? I don't know. Who? Oh, isn't it obvious, Mardek? Who else would make me beam like this just by thinking of them? Your mother? Oh, ha. No, though it was Emila. You got to talk to Emila for a while? Yeah, I did. I mean, I bet you're pretty jealous. Well, yeah, I know. I don't mean to make you jealous, though, mate. I wouldn't have talked to her behind your back like that at all, normally. Well, at all, normally. But we're sort of near each other by chance, and there was this awkward silence that I felt like I needed to fill. Well, what's she like? Oh, she's great. Just great, yeah. She's clever, funny in her own way, sort of shy, which I rather like. Water. She's as good to talk to as she is to look at, that's for certain. She seems sort of scared and awkward about being here, though, like she didn't quite join for the same reasons that we did, but because she had to. Sort of concerning, actually. Well, I hope I get to talk to her at length sometime. Oh, I'm sure you will, mate. Tell you what, if we're ever together for any reason, all three of us, then I'll let you talk to her, and I'll say nothing, alright? Well, that'd be great. Hey, thought you might think so. You know who annoys me, though? That Steely chap. By ya lord, he's such an insufferable idiot. I was just talking to Emila, all pleasant-like, or, hey, awkwardly, at least. As I said, and we were getting along well enough, but then he comes along and basically steals her away from me. I couldn't tell. I could tell she detests the guy, but neither of us dared stand up to him, I suppose. I mean, he's a big bloke, and he knows how to get his way. I can't stand him. Well, I know I'd like to headbutt him in the crotch and spit in his hair. God, just so irritating how he acts all so damn arrogant and superior all the time. He thinks he's Yalort's gift to women, but it's so obvious that they all despise him. Well, except some girls. Most, actually. They're all mindless floozies, though. Who like bad boys like that? That's why Emma's so different. His uber macho-ness doesn't work on her. She's got more of a mind than that. I bet she'd only ever really prefer clever guys like us. Anyway, we're wasting so much time here, Mardek, dawdling around, gossiping like housewives. I swear I'd inherited that from my mother. Game said it, not me. We should go and report to Jacques, and get our mission. Come on. Okay, let's drop a quick save here. Before we get going, maybe we'll start making a separate save file since we are technically onto at least what previously was Mardek Chapter 2. I suppose it's still Chapter 2 now, it's just that previously, like I was saying before, the games were split into 3 different, entirely separate games. Mardek 1, Mardek 2, Mardek 3. Now that they've released on Steam, they are all bundled together. Grand Adventurers. Adventurers may be a common sight throughout Belfast, and all may perform helpful deeds for various individuals or communities, but few are actually remembered for their actions. Those few that are become excessively famous, and are known as the Grand Adventurers. There's generally only 1 or 2 around at any given time, and everyone knows their names. They've invariably quested across the lands and performed heroic acts far more impressive, and on a grander scale, than any average, forgettable adventurers. It's every adventurer's dream to be the next grand adventurer, known throughout the world and treated like demigods wherever they travel. That is certainly the dream here. And so we're out and about, checking out the dorm rooms, and I think we'll find that every dorm room is locked. Doesn't mean we can't try, though. Otherwise, we'll head on over to Jacques and the rest of the recruits. Okay, brace yourself again. I need to prepare myself for the horrendous French accent, so here goes nothing.
Good. You are all here at last. Now the briefing shall begin. This is, of course, your first mission, so it will be too hard. But it will test everything you have been taught in your training. If you have learned as you should have, then this will be easy for you. But if you've not been paying enough attention, this is where it will show. This is a real mission in the real world, and that means that there is real danger involved. You could die. You all should have known the risks involved from the moment you joined. You should show no fear, but stand strong, and you will be okay.
Just tell us about the damned mission.
Patience is a virtue. Yet another that you lack, apparently. I am getting to the mission now, though. Ahem. To be brief about it, we have received reports that the gem mines in the mountains just north of here have been attacked by bandits. The bandits have made camp within the mines and are forcing the miners to mine gems for them. They don't seem to plan on staying long, but as of now, they are still there. Your mission is to enter the mines, stop the bandits, and free the miners. When you say stop the bandits, what do you mean exactly? You might think that I mean kill, but I don't. If at all necessary, you are to disband the bandits and force them to retreat without killing them.
So there won't be any bloodshed? What is this, a pansy brigade?
If it is necessary, and there are no other options, then you are permitted to use violence and kill if it comes to that. Sadly, some people are beyond help and only understand the language of the soul.
Right, great. Ask questions with our swords. Got it. I can do that just fine. Thing is, he uses his fist for combat, so like, actually, not really.
That is not what I said at all.
Don't worry though, Captain. The rest of us will surely do our best not to resort to violence unless absolutely necessary. Right, men? You know, I'm against unnecessary bloodshed.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I wouldn't hurt anyone unless I really had to. Evil people do need to be brought to justice, but, like, by just slaughtering them mercilessly, we're no better than them.
Well, I'd only kill a guy if he killed me first.
Good to know that the most of you have some sense of honor about you. It gladdens me to know that we have such fine recruits amongst our ranks. You will all surely make great royal guards.
Bunch of sissies.
I try to ignore and endure it, but I just can't stand you. Will you please just shut up with that attitude? Brutish lout?
Oh, that's rich coming from a girl.
That doesn't even make sense! Calm, recruits. Calm. Silence. Listen to me now. You must set off on your mission now. You will go in 3 separate groups of 2. This will ensure your faster coverage of the caves and allow you to complete multiple tasks at once. One team will try to save the hostages, while the others will go after the bandit chief. Now form your parties.
I'd be pleased if Charla and I could go together.
Hey, that'd be great, yeah.
Mardek, we both know that we both want to go with Emla, right? And since I did sort of go behind your back earlier, I feel it's only fair to let you go with her. So go on, speak up before Emla and I will go together. She wouldn't want to go with any of those other weaklings.
I'm sorry, what? Since when have you been the expert of what I think and feel?
Despite what you say, you know that you want to come with me, baby. I'll protect you way better than those other puny sissy guys. What with their long hair and all. And we wouldn't want a little cutie pie like you to get hurt, would we? Nah, I can't let your gorgeous body become broken in any way. You disgust me.
Unfortunately, Emma, it seems you have to go with Steely. After all, Mardek and Dugan would be going together, no?
Well, yes, we are.
Mardek, are you sure? You aren't going to stand up to Steely and go with Emma instead?
I don't think he'd react too nicely to that.
And I'd hate for him to be alone with you in the dark caves after I've gone off with the girl he was trying to get to go with.
Yes, I suppose. I see your point.
Now, enough of this briefing. That has gone long enough as it is. You must go now. So go. Be gone with you. Go on your mission. You are dismissed.
We'll all make our separate ways to the cave and meet there, okay?
Right. Okay.
See you there, then. Alright, and there we have it. Those are the other recruits. We are teaming up with Dugan, like the good old days, and we'll make it back to the caves soon. Let's check back in with Jacques.
Go on, you are dismissed. Or would you like to remind me about the history and purpose of the Royal Guard of Gosselaar?
I suppose. Let's get a little more information about the Royal Guards that we have joined, especially given how we were not able to read all the information about them and our history about having joined them, given how quickly the text was rolling across the screen earlier. So yes, please educate us.
You should already know this, but it never hurts to learn things again and again. The Royal Guard has been around for centuries now, serving as general law enforcement group. We are called upon to solve problems ranging from rescuing old women's cats stuck in trees, to serving as protection during difficult political negotiations between nations. The Guard are grunts, and not generally sent outside of the Gonzor immediate region, though it can occasionally happen. Most guards are rookies, but not necessarily in terms of years of experience. Some unskilled or unmotivated guards never advance beyond that rank in their lifetime. Some are simply happy as guards and do not aspire to be knights. The Royal Knights are our best men and women. They all have to earn their knighthood from exceptional service to the crown, usually from completing another difficult missions as guards, or sometimes one very difficult one. You only rarely see any knights around the castle because they are almost always away on important missions to foreign lands where guards are not sent. They only usually report back to tell the king that their mission is complete and to get another one. You should aspire to be knights, young recruits. And to do that, you should start by going on your mission now. Go!
Alright, let's explore just a little bit more, though, because, like, maybe we could go up to the throne room, however, unfortunately, it's locked. But yeah, so we are in Gosselaar Castle, and as we saw before, there are the dorm rooms over there to the right. If we go to the left, I believe this will be locked as well. The female dorms, no, we can't raid those. There shouldn't be anything over to the side here. So we head out here, we will find ourselves in the overworld again, and although we are now technically in Chapter 2, we could theoretically still go back to Gosselaar if we thought that was a good thing to do. Soothwood, also an option. Even the crash site. And you know, maybe let's take a quick peek at what has happened here. Manfred? Huh? Come one, come all, to see your lord's saucer! Your lord himself once he used this thing as a saucer to rest one of his divine teacups on. But that there dropped from the heavens in a drunken stupor, and now here it is for your view and pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Only one generic gold piece to pass. It's a pay? That's right, sir. Things in life are not free, you know. We all have to make a living, and since Yalort entrusted me with looking after his divine tea saucer, I am merely doing my duty. So, one gold piece it is to see this wondrous artifact of the creator himself. Alright, one gold piece it is. Thank you very much, sir. Go right on in and feast your eyes on the majesty that is a saucer of a deity. Okay, so, obviously, at some point we will want to make our way over to the mine, because that is where our mission is. However, technically speaking, there is no time limit here, so if we wanted to, we could go back and explore every place where we've been previously. My son is such an idiot! Ho ho ho! Excuse me? Oh boy, Daddy! Can I get one of those when I grow up? No, son. All you can get is a beard, and a good old-fashioned beating. Aww. Do you need help? This reminds me of my hat. You know, he's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. I hate it when my mom drags me out of my dark, lonely room to see things like this. She says it'll be interesting, but it never is. This is what you'll turn out looking like when you grow up if you don't eat more food, son. But Mom, I'm 35. What? You'll look like that if you don't eat more food? I traveled all the way from Canonia to see this and paid a whole solid gold piece to that shifty guy. But it's annoyingly disappointing. I mean, sure, it fell from the heavens, but so what? Can we use it? How will oogling it help me in later life? If we try to walk up to it and go into the saucer, it's rusted shut and can't be opened. Unfortunately, obviously we have been in there previously. Hope you enjoyed your visit, sir. Come back anytime. The world has already changed around us. As for Soothwood, I think not as much has changed there. We can poke our heads in there ever so briefly. Technically, we are coming from the opposite side here, because, well, we're approaching from the saucer, and same old fun goblins we saw before. Oh, we actually don't have any reactions quick, but as you can see, we are, of course, now the recruits, Dugan and Mardek, no longer the little kids that we were previously. Might not be quite as powerful as we were as the mighty heroes. However, you will see that we have some reactions that we can equip, giving ourselves some additional damage on the offensive side of things, and some damage reduction. A couple of different kinds of defensive reactions. Basically, they're functionally very similar. And we do have enough AP, or rather RP here. This costs 1, this costs 3 to use. We have 5 that we can use. So we're able to equip them both. As for magic reactions, nothing there. And we do still have Insomnia that we could equip on the passive side of things from the Cog Necklace that we picked up back in Chapter 1. So our gear does carry over, at least in that respect. Granted, we're no longer using the sticks that we were using previously. Similar story for Dugan. Actually only has the ability to use one kind of defensive ability. I'd have to double check. Oh, I do know why that is. I'll show you in just a second. Nothing on the magic side or the passive skill side. Reason for that is because Saw it a little bit earlier, but now it is a little more obvious. Dugan is using a greatsword, a two-handed sword, whereas Mardek is using a sword and a shield. And as you can see... Ooh, hold on. As you can see here... Actually, we hover over the wooden shield. Wooden shield is what is giving us that 10% damage reduction, defensive reaction, whereas the 20% one is coming from the chainmail. So both of them have access to the chainmail, whereas Mardek only has access to the shield. Or does have access to the shield above and beyond that. Even have the copper ring and the antidotes back from chapter 1. So, some carryover. And let's head back. I don't remember. There might be something in the little hut. We have technically still looted all of the chests in here. He does well. We did it in chapter 1. That does carry over as well. I don't recall, though, if there's any reason to go back in here. Maybe check in on the shaman. Hello there, young ones. Nature's been treating you kindly, I take it. Okay, maybe not much to do then. So we'll head on back to the, the exit of this area. And we'll perhaps... I'll skip that one, just so we keep on moving here. So we have fought many of those enemies in Soothwood before. So we could head back to Gosselaar as well. And we could even head back to Hero's Den. Maybe we'll poke our heads in there, see if anything has changed in this location. Granted, this is kind of our little hideaway. At least was our little hideaway. So I don't expect, for, say, random people to have suddenly inhabited this area. There's no fallen stars here for people to investigate further. As for Gosselaar itself, now, the interesting thing here is that now that we are adults, or young adults, we can suddenly purchase things from these shops. The shopkeepers who previously would scoff at us when we tried to speak to them. They're like, what are you children doing in here trying to buy weapons from us? So here we have a bit of a magic-themed shop, where we have some wands, which is not a type of weapon that either Mardek or Dugan can use, because, well, as we were saying, Mardek, one-handed sword, Dugan, two-handed sword. So those, not terribly useful to us at the moment. Could purchase a mage robe, which instead of giving us normal defense, gives us magic defense instead, and does have a magic defense reaction. So that's a way in which we can start to build up some of those, and this is basically a more powerful version of a mage robe. Also some accessories, so those go in this more miscellaneous accessory slot, where we currently have the cog necklace and the copper ring. Could have a body crystal that gives some defense, and a passive ability for plus 10% HP, not bad. Somewhat similarly, mind crystal, plus 1 magic defense, and MP, plus 10%. Ring of SPR, Ring of Spirit. It gives us plus 1 spirit to whoever wears that, which is, again, the attribute that affects how powerful your magical abilities are. So that could potentially be useful in the future. Mana Berry is like a potion, except for mana. Also, I should read the flavor text for these, because some of them are quite clever. So we have the Water Rod, a magical rod imbued with the elemental power of water. It increases the power of water spells and absorbs any damage it inflicts as MP. Fire Rod, a magical rod imbued with the elemental power of fire. It increases the power of fire spells and absorbs any damage it inflicts as MP. Basically means that when you're attacking directly, not using a spell, but like actually trying to whack someone with a wand, you leech back some MP, so it helps you be able to more consistently use those spells, and not just go through all of your MP immediately. Earth Rod, a magical rod imbued with the elemental power of Earth. It increases the power of Earth spells and absorbs any damage it inflicts as MP. This previously was not here. In previous iterations of the game, the Earth Rod, if I remember correctly, you could not purchase it at this shop. It was actually very difficult to get. It was only available in this one specific, pretty hidden location. So, minor spoilers there, but I'm curious what has taken its place in that spot then. I think I'm remembering that correctly. And then the Earth Rod has Stone Explosion, which is an entirely new spell, as well as a magical reaction to have a 20% chance to poison enemies. Oh, and there's also the statistics there on the individual items, but at least for the wands at the moment, we'll probably not spend too much time thinking about that because, well, we don't have anyone who can use them. Mage robe is a simple blue robe worn by mages. It works as defense against magical rather than physical attacks, like what we were saying before. And the hempen robe is a mage's robe made from hemp. It has mind-enhancing effects. That's another one that probably flew over Little Lids' head. Body crystal, a green crystal which is attuned to the physical wavelengths and body chakras, such that it enhances the potential of the body of its wearer, or something like that. HP, like we were saying before, and it also gives a little bit of defense, a little bit of vitality, a little bit of flat HP, and some resistance to numbness, poison, sleep, and paralysis. Those are all different status effects that you can have. Mind crystal, similar, just magic themed instead of physical themed. Blue crystal, which is attuned to the mental wavelengths and mind chakras, such that it enhances the potential of the mind of its wearer, or something like that. The MP plus 10%, like we were saying, and then has different status effects that it gives you some resistance to, these being the more, I suppose, mental type of effects, whereas the ones on the body crystal are more the physical type of effects. The plus 1 spirit ring, it's a little ring, set with a blue gem, magically enhances the wearer's mental acuity. The mana berry, which when consumed, this plump, succulent, juicy, glowing cyan berry instantly restores 50 of your precious mana points. Or magic points, if you think they're called that. They also cause severe diarrhea, nausea, hallucinations, and malignant tumors, but that's not relevant. Okay. And then ether/ether. I think this one is definitely ether. As for the elements, that one's a little more up for debate. But anyways, this magical draught restores 100 MP and is probably made from liquefied fairies or something. Who knows, but does it matter? You'll drink it anyway, even if you just found it lying around in some manky cave. Or bought it off of some merchant. But anyways, those are all the things that we can purchase from this guy. And similarly, if we head to the shop over here, we will find a wide array of potions. The normal potion, a concoction made from bleach, vinegar, urine, and a pinch of brown sugar. Its aroma alone can melt steel, but fortunately for you, all it does in this game is restore 100 HP. A better potion, it's better than a normal potion because it restores 200 HP, and has more friends, listens to trendier music, and gets invited to more parties. And other stuff too. As for the other types of potions we see here, they're generally themed similarly to the antidote. The antidote is, of course, the type of potion that we saw back in Chapter 1 that removes poison. Tiny vial of green liquid that can cure most poisons when imbibed. Unfortunately, though, it also tastes like poison itself. Oh well. So that removes poison. And then we have motion potion, which is the type of potion that cures paralysis. It's also useful for cheating at sport. Perhaps? Maybe? Holy water, which is holy water blessed by Yalort, used to cure curses and zombification. Being blessed by Yalort as it is, it burns the mouth of pretty much anyone when they drink it. It burns skin, even if you just rub it on, too. And yes, zombification, it's a thing. Liquid sound. This vial contains a vaguely liquid-like substance that cures silence when drunk, and even when sober. Wow! If you put it to your ear, you can hear a never-ending tune. It's a song that never ends. Liquid light, a magical potion, which can restore the sight of magically blinded eyes, somehow. Maybe it's made from eye juice? We have neither confirmed nor denied that one. If you drink this bodily juice from a balloon monster, balloon juice that is, then you'll be cured of numbness. You'll also be really disgusting. Ew. You'll see why that is, eventually. And then we have the mana berry, we read about that previously, the phoenix down, which is a soft, warm feather from the underbelly of a phoenix. It glows with a pleasant orange light. Pressing it to the forehead of a KO'd ally will cause them to be revived with half HP. So, it's a way of resurrecting your allies that have been taken down in battle. Once upon a time, there was also a clever way to use it for an entirely different purpose. I won't talk about that just yet. We'll have to test it out in the future, though. That's everything at that shop. Is it George? Hey, did you know that you can split stacks of items by holding the S key and then clicking them? I bet you totally didn't. Thanks, George. Alright, and here we have a armor shop where we can pick up some leather armor, which is, technically speaking, not quite as good as the chainmail that we're currently using. You see, the chainmail we currently have has 2 defense on it and gives us the minus 20% damage reaction. However, the leather armor, although it only has 1 defense on it, it's a suit of armor made of leather, more protective than clothing, but still pretty weak. It does give the minus 10% damage reaction. Why is that relevant? Because we were just talking earlier about how, because Dugan does not have a shield, since he's using only 2-handed weapons, that means that he doesn't have the ability to get that minus 10% reaction the way that Mardek does from his shield. So, the leather armor might be something that's useful to pick up so that he has the opportunity to still get that reaction and have the same level of defense that Mardek does long term, assuming that we can put in the time to get that minus 10% damage fully learned, and so that way, even when we switch back from this leather armor with just 1 defense to the chainmail with 2 defense, Dugan still has access to this reaction. That's the idea there. There's chainmail. Obviously, we already have this. Simple suit of armor made of interlocking metal chains worn by soldiers. There's also a copper breastplate, which has 3 defense, so it is slightly better. Simple copper breastplate, often worn by soldiers. Has the minus 20% damage reaction, so it's the same type of skill that you could get from the chainmail. It's basically just a better version of the chainmail. There's a hat, which is the helmet slot, where we would put that. We currently do not have anything there. And it seems to be just some sort of hat. Nothing terribly significant about it. Similar story with the helm. A light helmet made of leather. Wooden shield, same thing that Mardek has at the moment. Round shield made of wood, pretty light, but offers only some small protection. Good for poor people. Thanks, game. Eventually, we'll get to the point where we can get some better stuff, like, for example, a bronze shield. Gives 2 defense rather than just 1. And it has a different reaction, damage soak 10, which basically means the other reactions we were looking at give a percentage of damage reduction, whereas this basically does minus 10 damage, regardless of how much damage, minus 10 damage. So, against relatively weak hits, say if someone hits you for 11 damage, would have hit you for 11 damage, obviously subtracting 10 from that means that you're taking away almost everything, whereas taking away 10% of that, you're only taking away 1 damage, so for weak hits, the damage soak is much better. For strong hits, percentage probably starts to outshine it. Then we have the copper rings. We saw before, tiny little rings somehow raises defense by a whole point. Silver rings, basically just a stronger version of that. Except the silver ring actually also has that minus 10% damage, so that might be a better way to get that reaction on Dugan. And then the gold ring also has that reaction, and it raises defense by an entire 3 points. Granted, you can see the values of the items in the bottom right corner of the things that we're potentially looking to purchase here from the shopkeepers, and not so surprisingly, after having only just started Chapter 2, or after only having just grown up very recently, we don't have much in the way of coins. As for purchasing things from Dugan's dad over here, you could buy a long sword, which is the same sword that Mardek is currently using, basic iron sword, gives an offensive reaction. We have a more powerful bronze sword, goes from 10 damage to 14 attack damage here, sturdy longsword made of bronze. Does have a couple of skills that Mardek cannot learn, so keep an eye out for that then. Great sword, same type of sword that Dugan is currently using, has a little bit higher damage than the one-handed sword. You see the longsword that Mardek has 10 attack, whereas the great sword that Dugan has 12. Hence, there is some benefit to using a one-handed sword, or rather two-handed sword, like Dugan is using, and even if he's sacrificing a little bit of defense from not having the shield, he makes up for it in some ways with that extra offensive ability. Tectonic Sword is an upgraded two-handed sword. Great sword made of bronze. It is strong enough to rend rocks in twain, and gives Dugan access to a new ability, Earth Slash. And then we have the water rods and fire rods that we saw at the other shopkeeper who was selling the magic-themed stuff. And I believe... Oh, there's also the inn. We'll poke our head in there. See if anyone else has anything new to say. Sorry, but I don't serve soldiers in here. Can't be having you getting intoxicated on duty now. Alright, I suppose so. Social Fox died! I'm sad now because of that. But at least he went out doing what he loved. Being mauled by a big vicious dragon and bleeding profusely. Social Fox's body was buried honorably in a big tomb, deep, deep in the catacombs. I bet this is important later on. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This guy thinks very highly of his beard. I don't. Facial hair is disgusting. Utterly foul. Not appealing at all. I had a friend in a village on another planet who probably thought the same thing. Bearded guys kept trying to hit on her too. Haven't heard from her in ages. Must be the lack of communication between planets in this setting. Okay. You with your extraterrestrial friends? I heard some filthy business was afoot in the gem mines. Bandits came and took everyone prisoner or something. I'm just glad I was skipping work to come here and pick up chicks. They just love me beard. It makes me look manly, and we all know how much the ladies love that, eh, fellas? This guy just won't stop trying to hit on me. It's annoying. I keep telling him to shut up, but he just won't. But he's hot, so I'm not going anywhere, so I just like complaining. Okay. Hey, baby, I'm wearing a nice hat, baby. I bet you like that, baby. I'm also tough as steel and have no emotions ever, except coolness. Oh, yeah. My mates all call me the Mighty. And by me mates, I mean all the babes I get with all the time. Oh, yeah, baby. I know your turn, girl. Just like this chick here. Okay. Little bit of womanizing. Meridor? Anything new from you? Oh, yes. Making some progress with the automaton, it seems. Oh, hello there, Mardek and Dugan. I'm still working on the metal man, as you can see. I'm almost done. So brilliant. I've been working for 8 years on him, and he's turning out to be so much better than I could have ever hoped. I hope to finish him soon, but I'm not yet. I'll tell you as soon as I do. Okay. And so with that, I believe we have now spoken to almost everyone in town. We could also, let's see, I suppose we could poke our head in here to see Medium Priest Galavar. Oh, hello there, Mardek. It's nice to see you back in Gosselaar again. Be sure to give your mother a visit, alright? I imagine she's rather lonely, with both you and your father gone. Also, may the blessings of your lord be upon you, wherever you may venture. Gives us a nice heal. Oh, and I did not realize that by pressing X again, we would talk to him again. Okay, thank you, though. So maybe we will talk to our mother and the other people on the west side of town here. I may not have become an adventurer yet, but one day I will most certainly will. You just wait and see, Mardek and Dugan. Alright, Jared, if you say so. Ha! You call that a beard? It's more like a crappy beard. I'm still totally far way better. I'm still totally far way better than you by loads because I have a better beard than you. Hell yeah! I sure could eat some ham right now. This job won't let me. Hello there, fellow soldier. You're one of them ones from the castle, right? You won't find anything here. Jacques gone. Dude, with Jacques gone to that better job of his, these barracks are as quiet as a grave. But right, Jacques was here back in chapter 1, I forgot. One that isn't haunted, anyway. By zombies or specters. They tend to moan a lot. Usually about the weather and current political climate. Yes. And unfortunately, we cannot re-loot the chests here either. And the person who was previously skipping work by pretending to be sick in one of those beds is no longer there. Alright, and here's someone who is selling specifically accessories. We've seen the copper ring before. We've seen the ring of SPR of Spirit previously, but here we have the Ring of Strength. This little ring, set with a red gem, magically enhances the wearer's physical strength. Ring of Vitality here. The green gem magically enhances the wearer's physical endurance. You've seen the blue ring. Yellow ring has a yellow gem, magically enhance the wearer's speed. Then we have a few other things that we haven't seen yet. The silver pendant, giving 3 magic defense. A delicate silver piece of jewelry, wear it around your neck. Gives not only a little bit of magic defense, or actually a pretty sizable amount of magic defense, also gives 15% light resistance. And then we have the gauntlet here, which is a metal glove type thing that increases strength and defense. And also is another source from that minus 10% physical reaction. Gives 1 physical defense and 2 strength as well. Poke our head into this random house, where we spoke to these random strangers previously. Hello, soldiers. Welcome to our humble home. Make yourselves comfortable and stay as long as you like. But I'm afraid I don't have anything interesting to say, though. Everyone's talking about the death of some small mammal that got along well with people, something. It's weird. Maybe like a social fox or something. Soldiers are so rude these days. Walking into people's houses uninvited, all willy-nilly. Talking to the people who live there, no less. Oh, I never. What do you think you are, soldiers who people want in their houses or something? True. True. As for this lady, why, if it isn't Mardek? Why, you've grown in these 8 years. Since that's the last... Wait, you've grown in these 8 years that it's been since Chapter 1? Who would have thought? I suppose so. Alright, let's talk to our mother first, then we'll talk to... Oh, actually, well, Dugan's mother and Mardek's mother, both in Mardek's house. Hey, hello there, son. How nice to see you visiting your old mom. How goes the soldiering? It goes well, Mom. Neither me nor Mardek are deceased yet. Well, that's nice, dear. But I do hope you eat clean underwear and wear your greens every day. I worry about you and so on. We can assume. That thing you said is probably true. I will try to be a good son. That's right. Rise into the sky and shine your light into the world, bringing happiness to everyone. That's me boy. Oh, okay. I'll try to make her proud. Hello, Mardek. I'm so happy that you're taking the time to visit. How are you, dear? Well, I'm fine, Mom. Good, good. I worry about you, you know. It's a dangerous job being a guard. You could die. And if you did, then I'd be all alone. I'd have lost both you and your father. You have your father's blood, so I'm sure you'll do fine. Better than fine, I'd say. You'll make me so proud, son. Thanks, Mom. And I don't believe there's much for us to go up into Mardek's room to check out. I forget, can we... Let's investigate Dugan's house as well, and I think we've already read these books here. So I believe that is basically everything else for us to explore outside of the mines. Now, if this lady could please let us perhaps get out of here, that would be fantastic. But otherwise, yes, so we'll wrap up here, and next time we will check out what exactly is going on in those mines and begin what is our first quote-unquote real mission. So I'll catch you all next time.